today's video, I'm gonna put you on to the best kept secret that helped me get out of creative block and make this. Reached out to me and asked me if I could show you guys the power of FL Cloud. If you don't know, FL Cloud is a sound library within FL Studio. So you don't have to go to no external websites or anything. It's all within the DAW. You can easily drag and drop samples and they sync instantly. You could also change the key of the sample and audition different samples while your drums are playing, so that way you could test out different vibes. I also want to announce that I have a collection on FL Cloud. It's filled with 50 sounds from various packs, so you know I put the best soul samples and the best drum sounds in there. So that way you already know you can go to them, they're trusted, and they're all usable. And they're all slappers. And who knows, maybe in the future, your boy might have a FL Cloud pack. Nearly all the samples used in this video come directly from FL Cloud. So I was scrolling through FL Cloud and I heard this. That's a classic R&B and gospel chord progression that's in plenty of songs. Once I heard that, I instantly knew where I could take the idea to. I found the stems, pitched it up, and it sounds like this. I love using this because if you turn it down super low, it gives it a nice texture to whatever you apply it to. Lately, I've been going back to a lot of older music, stuff that I used to have on my iPod and stuff that I used to listen to as a kid. And the idea that I kept hearing in my head was like something that could be played at a roller rink, right? Instantly, it reminds me of this genre called Miami bass and Atlanta bass. They're basically two different regional sounds, but they sound pretty similar. You've definitely heard this genre before. That sound just reminds me of like so much as a child, so I figured I'd draw inspiration from that. Shout out to Jermaine Dupri and the Miami DJs and producers that really pioneered that sound. I'm gonna break down the drums and then I'm gonna share with you the part that really pushed it to the next level. So to give it that movement and that bounce, I started with the percussion. It's the pattern. Then I had this additional percussion. Sounds like some like Destiny's Child, Beyonce, 90s, 2000s R&B era. And the snare. Just straight movement. And if you're wondering where I got these drums from, I actually got them from FL Cloud. I used the Murder Beats 808. And then I used the OG Parker hi-hat. I also put those in the collection as well. So I pretty much got everything. I could leave it as is, but I kept hearing this one thing because remember, I said I was listening to old music that I used to listen to as a kid. I figured these vocals would sound amazing on it, and I was not lying. I just kept hearing that in my head. I used that as the chorus part, but right before I chopped it up and then I switched up the drums just a little bit, just to kind of give it that, you know, differentiation. that is a steamer. In the right hands, that is, yeah, that could do a lot. I already have the vision. So the second beat actually started off with the sample, and the sample is actually from a Afrobeats pack off FL Cloud. This is what it sounds like. For some reason, this sample caught my ear because it just reminded me of like vacation, you know, just being out there with your friends on the beach, like really having fun, just something like super raw. And I really like that moment, and I wanted to express that moment. Sample is already good as is, didn't really need to do much, but I kept hearing some counter melodies in my head, so I added that. So the first thing I noticed was this sound in the sample that doesn't repeat, but I actually really like it. It's the sound right here in this part. The sound doesn't repeat, but I really like that sound, and I actually want to replace it with an even better sound. Believe it or not, it's actually a stock FL VST in here called DX10, and this is what it sounds like. Basic sound, but it kind of reminds me of like some dance hall type of shit. To give that sound that dream feel that I wanted, I used Fruity Delay 3. Shout out to the homie kid named David. I actually got this from him. Super raw producer. Highly recommend you go check him out. The next thing I added was these counter melodies. Okay. 808. I added in the part where I switched off with the guitars. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I inspired you guys to create. And if I didn't, come back when you're uninspired, and I promise it'll hit different. Make sure you guys go check out FL Cloud and go check out my collection. It's filled with 50 of the best sounds, I promise you. With that being said, I just started Ghost of Tsushima, so I'm gonna lock in on that since it's Sunday. And yeah, and then I'm gonna get right back to it. But you already know what to do. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.